Hello, everyone. This is Will.
Dear God in heaven, this is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out at Night.
Yeah, mostly.
Dude,
They didn't really come out, though. I mean, I was waiting.
this movie didn't even show up. I was waiting for something, and I kept waiting, and then I kept waiting. And then guess what? More waiting.
Dude.
And then even more waiting. And then, oh, you guessed it, more waiting. And then something happened, and I wasn't happy.
I'm, you know,
You know that? Okay, so
I felt better, Will. I've felt better in my life
you know what? Okay, so
than right now.
you've seen Family Guy, right?
Uh-huh.
You know that, I can't remember the circumstances they're in, but Brian takes like a blind guy to see the Blair Witch Project, right? And they're watching the screen, and he's trying to dictate what's going on, and he's like, okay, so they're in the woods, nothing's happening, and the movie ended. Okay, everyone's leaving. Okay, they all seem angry. That, I actually like the Blair Witch Project.
I love the Blair Witch
so
Project.
just take that joke, though, and apply it to this movie.
How many minutes did we wait?
55 minutes.
Of an hour and a half long slasher film. Because
Dude, you can barely fucking... Oh, sorry. I'm gonna get start getting into it. You can barely fucking call this a slasher film.
please,
This
listen.
is not a slasher film.
So,
This is a fucking college drama bullshit movie that has a little, like, tiny little peppering of fucking slasher in it.
bro, okay. So, someone they were making a movie, right? And, because this is facts. I looked this up. One of the actors in the movie said that the director and writer of this pile of poop was like, he wanted to avoid slasher film cliches. And so he insisted that the movie was going to focus more on the characters instead of blood and gore.
So you mean by avoid slasher film cliches, just avoid the slasher genre altogether while making a slasher film?
Avoid horror in general.
Altogether.
Because
Just
55 minutes.
Take all your expectations about a slasher film and just throw it out the window because you're going to be bored as fuck if you watch this movie.
Final Exam is the movie. And here's the thing. This
put it
is labeled and tagged as a horror slasher film.
I'm just going to put a disclaimer right here. Do not watch this movie.
Okay, listen. I'm sure there's people out there who like this movie. I'm not here to tell you you're wrong. I mean, as much as I want to, I'm not here to tell you you're wrong.
You have every right to like what you like.
But
I want to know if anyone in our audience.
What do you
likes
see in
movie,
this?
What is here? Like, what is here to like?
Yeah.
Because
I love slashers.
honestly, here's the breakdown. Okay. One second.
Will's gotta get comfy. He's gonna go
Okay.
Roger Ebert on us
Yes.
here.
So here's the thing. What is there to like in this movie? Let's really get down to the meat and potatoes of this movie. Okay. There is no good dialogue.
Oh, please.
The acting is barely like serviceable.
Yeah, just like friends talking to each other.
The slasher part of it is almost non-existent, and when it is, most of the deaths are off-screen.
So the deaths themselves are boring as shit. Okay.
They're like mostly off-screen. There's some that are like a little bit gory.
Tiny.
There's no story.
No, there's the actual villain. It's an uncle. It's just
with
a fat guy.
with zero motivation. Like I say, we can explain the plot. Like it literally takes like 2 seconds. It's a guy that shows up to a college campus and starts murdering students. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That is the plot. I literally just explained the plot,
Yeah.
And other than that, and if that sounds really boring, you're like, oh, I wonder what's going on in between that. Don't.
There's nothing going on between that.
There's
That's the
nothing.
thing.
It's just stupid fucking like edgelord dialogue.
It's not even edgelord. Here's the thing, we love slasher movies, okay? I get that like slasher movie plots are simple, right? But this is like it's not simple. It's empty. And like the dialogue, at least in like other slasher movies, even if the dialogue's not fucking amazing, at least there's camp.
Well, there's interesting characters.
There's fun.
Like, there's some fun going on. This movie is anti-fun.
Here's another thing that's really kills this fucking movie. Is there is no style to this fucking thing at all.
Oh yeah, that's what another thing I was going to get into. The cinematography for this film, or the camera work,
It's just boring.
it's just like guy sets up a tripod with a camera, fucking presses record, and follows the actor.
That's it.
That's all that happens. There's some tracking shots, but they are
Barely.
the laziest fucking tracking shots I've ever seen.
No, there's no style.
This sums up the whole movie. There is a scene where a person is breaking into a office to like steal fucking
Tests.
a test,
Yeah.
and there's literally a scene of them shooting the stairs, and they put, I'm not joking here, they like pan over to the stairs, and they put ADR instead of like just detaching the camera and like walking up the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
They put ADR of fucking someone
Footsteps.
walking upstairs. I am not joking. They did that.
They couldn't even film handheld of someone POV walking
Which is
up the
fucking
stairs.
weird because literally like 5 minutes later they have some guy literally POV walking into a gym.
Yeah.
Like
It's slow as fuck, but they did that. But God forbid you do that going
God
up the
forbid you
stairs.
can have a stairs or like a stylistic like way to film your movie.
Dude, there's no style. It's just everything is. It's lit like a fucking spotlights on everything.
It's like a sitcom.
There's no mood. Nothing. Like you said, it's like a sitcom. Like half of this movie takes place in fucking daytime, bright daytime sitcom shit, and like there's just nothing. There's nothing to latch onto. So if someone likes this movie, by all means. But I just want to know,
Why?
what is there?
I just want to know what you see in this movie.
Like we've had multiple.
I won't judge you. I legitimately want to know what you like about the movie.
Yeah, because we've had multiple slashers on this podcast so far, and I've enjoyed every single one of them. And this is it. This
Like
is
I
the
will
big
say,
fuck.
the only remotely like even interesting thing, even though it's fucking bullshit and it goes nowhere and fucking does nothing, is they stage like a terrorist attack on the fucking campus where like it's a hazing thing.
Dude, it's
So fucking dumb, and then everyone just laughs it off like a joke and then forgets about it. There's nothing happens.
that's part of the
But
fucking.
The only reason it's mildly interesting is because for just a split second it subverts your expectations of what you want this movie to be.
Yeah.
And you think it's going to turn into something else, and then it just goes back into the same bullshit.
It just goes back into this fucking idiot director being like, "Oh fuck, fuck all the things that are entertaining in slashers. We're just gonna waste your time."
Yeah, just here's a big fucking time waster. Here's an hour and a half that you can't get back.
Because here's the thing, 55 minutes. So once you get past the opening, 55 minutes of this movie is college shit. It's people trying to pass tests. It's people kind of falling in love. It's jock fucking
Hazing ritual.
Hazing shit, like
shit like that.
It's like a dumb fucking college movie. Like it's literally just a dumb college movie for
It's like
55 minutes.
It's like if you like way watered down Animal House and then
or like
had,
Porky's or something.
or Porky's
Yeah.
and like just like fucking just like thinned it to a fucking just like
Nothing.
you could barely see it, and then added a little bit of slasher to it.
That's all you have. Like it's literally like someone watched like Porky's or Animal House and in their fucking goo brain wrote what they thought that movie is, and some other fucking lizard brain added a slasher into it.
Well, and then they have the audacity. This is the fucking biggest like Like it was such a pain in the ass. It was painful every time they did this.
Oh, the
There are
jump.
so many fucking fake out scares
Oh, dude, they
in
had
this
to.
movie. They just fucking fill it to the brim with fucking fake outs and no fucking actual like horror scenes. It's
No.
just like, oh, a book falls from like a fucking door that opens, or a guy walks out of the fucking thing and all his friends like attack him and like they fucking
A guy's tied to a tree and he thinks someone's coming to rescue him, and it's a guy who like comes in off camera. It's so lame.
They do that so fucking often in this movie that I was.
They
like,
have nothing else to do.
I was literally when the horror, like I say this in heavy
Well,
quotations.
when the horror
When
came,
the horror
you were
came,
like,
I was like,
passing out.
I was passing out. I could give two shits about any of the murder scenes in this fucking movie.
why would you? There's
They're
no
trash.
blood.
And literally, what they do, I love it because the writing is so lazy. The way he did is like basically have the characters do the exact same thing
That happens.
2 times in a row
Mhm.
to get the same outcome. So,
Mm.
example, here's what happens. So, we have a guy that goes in and destroys the gymnasium because he's looking for speed, I guess.
Because they're selling drugs.
So he finds a bunch of drugs and he goes in there and like fucking the guy murders him. And then we have his friend come in.
Because he's wondering where the fuck he
He
is.
goes through the gymnasium and then he goes fucking into the fucking.
He goes to the gym. He sees the drugs on the
So I guess
basketball
it's like
court.
3 times in a row because it's one after the other. So the fucking our main guy comes in, gets the drugs, is all through the gymnasium, wonder what the fuck is gonna happen, gets murdered, and then our next guy comes in through the
Sees the
gymnasium,
drugs.
sees the drugs, goes in through, thinks it's a joke, sees the guy in the locker, gets murdered, and then our third guy comes in through the gymnasium, sees the pills, goes through the locker room, thinks it's a joke, sees the other guy in a locker because you have to at least change it up a little bit, okay?
It's a different guy now, but he's
still
still
sees
stuffed
him
into a locker.
Stuffed into a locker, and then he gets murdered.
I also just want to mention that third guy had no reason to be in the gymnasium.
No, he just did it so they could like be like, okay, I wrote this one death scene, but I'm gonna give it 3.
He was just like, fuck, I don't know what to do.
He's like, God damn it, okay, fine, 3 people are gonna die the same way.
It's so lame.
It's the lamest fucking slasher
Can we
movie.
discuss the opening and how we knew?
See, I didn't know because this is supposed to be a slasher movie, and even if it's dumb, slasher movies at least have death scenes, right?
There's things happening.
I thought.
There's things occurring, right? Yeah.
A normal slasher movie would have things happening, okay?
Consistent.
Because even if it's bad, at least even mongoloids, even fucking troglodyte directors
No.
know that a slasher film it has to have things happening to keep the pacing from being just fucking like you're wading through the fucking marsh
Like
of
a
fucking
snail's pace.
Yeah, okay. Which this director obviously does not. He's
No,
like,
because he went out of his way to be like, fuck fun.
Our Neanderthal fucking like ancestor fucking director
Was like, I don't care
was
about
like,
fun.
I don't care about fun. We're gonna have a bunch of shitty dialogue for 55 fucking minutes with nothing happening.
Like, you can't do this. But here's the thing. They start the film, and it's like a couple in a car making out, and again, like, they're kissing, and she's just like, oh, we should stop, and he's like, no, we should keep going. And they keep kissing, and then she's like, I just don't feel like it, not here, and then
This goes on for like
5 minutes.
5 minutes. She keeps breaking up. No, not here. No, we shouldn't do it here. Then they start kissing. No, not here. Oh, we shouldn't do it
Oh, I
here.
love you.
Kissing.
And
no,
then,
I love you. Okay.
are you gonna? Or do you love me? Do you love me? And then she's like fine with it. They go in the back.
I legitimately was just like, please, for the love of God, get to the murder scene. I am
'Cause you
so
knew.
fucking sick of this shit.
Because you knew it was coming.
Although it is the funniest fucking murder scene in the whole fucking movie.
Well,
and I will describe it to you right now because it's fucking hilarious.
well, they go in the back and they're about to get it on, and the car starts like wobbling.
Oh my God.
And he's like, oh, it's probably the other jocks. They're just jealous
gonna
of me
go out
because
and-
I'm the quarterback.
I'm gonna go out and kick their ass. And she's like, no, don't. We should go. Blah, blah, blah.
I'll make it worth your while. And then
And then we just see a fucking uncle
someone's uncle flops down on the windshield and looks at them.
upside down, looks at them all awkwardly.
And by the way, can I just say, the killer, right? You have all these films, even films on our podcast, like New Year's Evil, Scared to Death, X-Ray, Night School, which is a fucking masterpiece, and all of these films, and it's you have a killer. There's a costume, there's a gimmick. There's something. He has a special weapon. There's something.
What does this killer have, Alex? Please tell us.
It's a guy in grandpa jeans and a green jacket and a bowl cut.
Now, I forgot. This movie does have style. You know why? Because we get multiple ass shots of this.
There's so many scenes of just this dude standing there, and it's framed ass down.
They must have.
Why?
They must have really loved his ass, because there's so many ass shots of him.
It's insane.
There's so many of him walking on frame, and it's just his ass.
It's just butt.
That's what I thought of this movie. It's just ass.
It's a slasher movie. The only nudity you get, is there's a scene where a girl takes her clothes off and she's naked for 2 seconds. But man, our guy.
You get a lot of ass.
Oh boy, ass everywhere.
So anyway,
and it's an uncle with a bowl cut, and he has go to your kitchen and grab one of those big knives that you have in your knife set. That's his weapon.
But get one of those questionable ones that you bought from a door-to-door salesman.
No, because you can see there's a part
cheap.
Because there's a scene where it drops down and it's all lit up, and you see the knife, and there's fingerprint stains and rust on it, and it's
so cheap.
That's all you got for us?
Okay, so this murder scene, though, we have to get back to it because it's hilarious. So we see the uncle plop down, and then you see a knife pop through the top, and she starts screaming.
And it rips the convertible top open.
The dude, I shit you not, the dude is just oh crap, okay, all right, we gotta get out of here. We got he's just calmly getting into the driver's seat as this guy is ripping through the top of
with a knife
car with a knife, and he is the chillest dude on the planet. He's okay, all right, you're right, we got to get out of here. All right, cool, let's get out of here.
This has gone too
far.
This
fucking guy is just tearing his car apart, and he fucking gets in the driver's seat. The uncle lifts him out of the fucking car
and throws him out,
and just fucking just typical cheaply just stab my chest kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it
no blood.
It looks super fake. There's no blood, and then he turns around and the woman just screams, and then it starts the movie.
Yeah, that's it. And then after that, you have to wait 50 minutes after that for your next slashing.
55 fucking minutes.
I mean, in the meantime,
55 fucking minutes
in a slasher horror film.
What?
It's insane.
That is fucking that is mind-boggling. That
almost
in a fucking
hour.
A horror movie where nothing happens.
Nothing.
For 55 fucking minutes.
It's all fake outs.
Do not watch this movie.
It's bullshit.
It's fucking... It belongs in a fucking sewage dump.
No, because the one scene that you were talking about that's mildly interesting is they're taking tests, and this van pulls up, and we just see people being shot with fucking rifles, and it's a mass shooting happening.
And I was are they changing up the style of the movie? This is kind of what the fuck is going on? I had no idea. I was honestly, for a split second, I was what the fuck? It was subverting expectations, right? Which is probably what a movie should do.
But here's the thing. Well, no, this movie... Well,
but don't worry. It can't go on for too long, okay?
This movie did subvert my expectations. Well, it's let's have a slasher with no slashing. Genius. But yeah, they're shooting, and in the meantime, this guy taking the test starts, cheating. And I'm oh, is it, staged?
So they take all the 3 dead bodies they shot,
and they shove them in the van. They drive away, and we find out that it's a fucking prank.
But don't worry, after this, everyone literally, like I said before, everyone just laughs it off.
Yeah, it's just a fraternity.
It's a non-issue for the rest of the movie.
It doesn't matter.
No one fucking cares. Even the sheriff comes in, he's a total dick. He yells at everyone, and then he fucking just leaves and never seen again.
No, here's the thing: the one mild consequence of this is it later in the movie when the guy's like calling the cops and telling the sheriff like there's an actual dead body here? The guy's like, "You're bullshit. You already did this."
What's weird is so what's weird to me is the guy that called the cops in the first place in the terror shooting, right?
Yeah.
I want you to think about this.
You don't think too hard about this movie. It
Well,
will fall.
No, I just want a scenario here. I want to see, that subreddit.
Logic?
Like, am I the asshole? Okay, so here is he the asshole? So he walks out onto campus, sees a van of masked people
Shooting people.
get out of a van and start firing semi-automatic weapons into a fucking crowd, killing people, and then taking their bodies and throwing them into a van and driving away, having no fucking idea that it's a prank.
He calls the sheriff.
So, what is your logical thing? Oh, you call the sheriff.
Because you're
now,
worried.
Again, is he the fucking asshole here?
Apparently.
Like, literally no one knows that this is a fake out.
Yeah.
Until later. And, yeah, okay, let's just traumatize a bunch of fucking, college students for a fucking joke. Okay.
Well, the sheriff shows up, right? And the kid who called them is just like, well, apparently it's just a joke. And the sheriff starts being everyone acts like the kid who called them.
It's his fault.
Is the asshole. And he even took down the license plate and gets the fucking, fraternity people in trouble. And despite all the stuff that he did, the sheriff is still being a dick to him. And everyone's being mean to him, even though it's like,
but
I don't know.
Why is he the asshole? He saw a bunch of people get murdered before he knew this was a joke.
I have no idea.
He literally thought his college classmates were getting fucking murdered right in front of him.
Yeah.
And he's the dick?
Apparently the sheriff thinks that he's acting like he's in on it, even though there's zero indication in the film that that's the case.
The only people that were in on it was the fraternity.
Yeah.
I don't know how all the other college students knew immediately after, haha, funny joke. No. That's not haha funny joke. I don't fucking understand how that's I really don't fucking understand the logic. There's my suspension of disbelief cannot wrap my head around that. Dude. How anyone could go back from that and not have major PTSD even if it was a joke.
Dude,
maybe I'm thinking too critically on that, but that is fucked up.
Animal House.
Yeah.
Again, someone saw Animal House and
well, they're remember when he got into the tank and they acted like pirates at the fucking end of the movie? Yeah, well,
let's warm up that.
We're gonna take it one step farther, and they're gonna be actual terrorists.
They're gonna pretend to be shooting people.
What the fuck?
It's just. Here's my question though: did the goo brains that made this whole 55-minute stretch? Did the goo brains who made this think this was funny?
They apparently did, because they bring it up quite a bit.
There's a part where the pledge kid who steals the tests for them, they take his clothes off and tie him to a tree, and they put shaving cream on him, and they put ice down his underwear, and they just leave him there. And it's that whole scene, I was just is this supposed to be funny?
Apparently
funny, or any of the fucking, or the whole fucking scene that goes nowhere, where one of the students is having an affair with the teacher, and he's married, and they kiss,
and it's supposed to be haha,
and it's that goes nowhere.
But he's just a fucking creep. The teacher is just a fucking creep the whole time, and it's supposed to be look at the fucking teacher having sex with college students.
There's a scene where one of the kids and this girl, he has a crush on her, and they kind of, he's you think maybe he's gonna make a move, and then no, he just dies.
Irish whiskey, she doesn't like it, and then he awkwardly tells her has a pretty face, and then says he can't believe he said that.
And yeah, because she has a pretty face, and he thinks she's prettier than her roommate, because she thinks her roommate's the hot one, and then he leaves. And
why did I do that?
And then he's like, why did I do that? And then eventually he dies.
Okay, you know what, dude? Let's just get to the fucking death scenes, and then we'll fucking end this shit. I'm done.
Oh, death scenes. Okay.
I'm fucking.
Okay.
I'm fucking over this shit. Okay?
Death scenes.
I'm fucking over this fucking movie. I cannot stand this movie.
Can I just quickly mention the scene?
You can mention whatever you want, but
Where-
I'm almost like immediately checking out after
No.
we did this.
You can't. Well, this is important.
It's
Do you remember
really not
the
important.
amazing scene where they're in the cafeteria and
I'm not
she's
actually
leaving
checking out, by the way.
and she's putting her trash onto like the fucking
Yes.
conveyor belt
Oh
thing.
my god! And
And
the
then
only unique camera
the
shot
singular
in the
like
entire movie.
stylish shot in the movie.
The only scene where they actually even tried,
Anything.
which
'Cause
is weird because it's all a tracking. Okay,
this scene goes nowhere is the thing.
This is fucking odd because like this literally like just sets up that the guy like the murderer is at the campus, but in the weirdest fucking way possible.
Yeah, because this scene goes nowhere.
So the fucking camera comes down the conveyor belt. We get a fucking chef like
Taking the
out
trash,
garbage. He
throws
takes
it
out-
in the bag.
He takes out the garbage, walks past the main girl. The main girl like gets brushed up against the truck and then walks, and then we see the murderer. Why?
It's all a shot set up to show us the van. But here's the thing. It goes nowhere. This is the single scene in the movie that has any sense of like style to it, and it's pointless.
Because nothing happens.
Nothing
There's
happens.
no murder. There's
A
nothing.
fake out. Remember, she's walking around the van and like a guy like bumps into her. He's like, "Oh, sorry." That's it. That's it. But yeah, let's talk about the amazing deaths. Will
Yes. Okay. So first we have the guy tied to the tree.
he gets untied?
He gets untied. Thinks this is his girlfriend. I'm just.
The uncle.
There's nothing here.
So here's the logic of the scene. Okay,
I don't.
he's tied up to the tree, right? And then little by little we hear like chopping noises, and the fucking ropes come off, and he's like, "Thank you, babe.
Oh yeah.
Thank you,
Okay.
babe."
Cool. All right. Cool.
And
Where
then
are
he's
you?
walking, and he's like, "Where are you?" And then our uncle, presumably, by logic of the scene, he chopped his ropes, and then our tubby, middle-aged, out-of-shape uncle climbed up the tree like a monkey, and then he jumps from the
He
tree
leaps onto this guy
onto this guy and does the robotic like
in the night where you can't see anything. There's no blood. It's super
Nothing.
simple. Next is the fucking guy.
girlfriend, his
The girl,
girlfriend,
yes, the girlfriend.
and she sees
What's weird is she sees a bunch of clothes,
there's like a pile of clothes.
which again, continuity.
he was naked.
Continuity is the thing, Alex. You know, like normal film directors actually know what continuity is.
Details, yeah.
Details of their own. He wrote this fucking movie.
He wrote it, yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I don't get it.
No, he said fuck all that.
Was he just a fucking mush brain? Like,
Yes!
Like fucking like vegetable writing this fucking
This
shit?
a fucking piece of broccoli.
Like, I don't get it. I
This
really
movie-
don't understand it.
Well, listen, that would make sense because this feels like something made by a fucking vegetable brain. And, like, but here's the thing. Like, she sees, like, a person standing on, like, this, it's like a fucking observatory or something. And there's just, like, clothes leading there. So she goes up there. It's lit with like everything in the movie. It's a fucking spotlight.
Sitcom lighting.
And then she's standing there, and then the light turns off and on. And then she's like, "Oh no, horror!"
starts running down, and
then-
she runs down all the stairs, and then our guy's there.
And then she like runs past like a wall, and he grabs her and takes her off camera. And
Yeah, that's it. And then so now we get the gym scene where the guy steals all the medicine. He gets like choked out by a fucking weight machine.
bro,
This is
so
the
stupid.
laziest shit.
so we're meant to believe it's like one of those like pulley machines
They're like
where it's
beating
like
each other up in the gym. And
it's like one of those like machines where it's like you grab each handle
And
with like
pull
one
it.
hand and you pull them, but they're like separated. It's like he takes one of those, and we're meant to believe that he takes those two, wraps
all he
them
does
around the
is-
guy.
All he does in the scene is hold one next to his neck, and then we're supposed to believe that he tied them around his neck.
And he pulls him so hard that the weights hold him and choke him somehow.
He lets go of him, and he's like choked out. And then he gets stuffed into a locker, and then the next guy
Shows up,
shows up, sees all the medicine,
runs away,
and then he runs into like a boiler room and gets stabbed, and we get like
Which, by the way, speaking of continuity, he runs into the boiler room, locks the door, walks back, and opens up a closet, and our guy is hiding in a barrel now. I
don't know how the slasher just like appears in random places, but he just does.
He just does.
Because who cares, I guess.
And then guy number...
You get like a millisecond of a fucking knife going through this guy. A little bit of blood.
Enjoy the little snippet of blood. And
then our next dude, in the exact same manner,
goes
finds
to the gym,
medicine, thinks it's a joke, finds the guy in the locker.
Calls the cop. The sheriff's like, go fuck yourself. And then he runs back to the dorm, and then goes to like the dorm room, and then gets like the guy, oh my god, the slasher like punches a hole through the door.
And then like slams the guy through the fucking door.
And then the end scene.
And the girl walks up and sees him in the door.
And thinks it's a joke.
And she's like, no. And then like she gets out in the hallway and the door closes, so she gets all spooked.
And then she starts running. And then she runs to like this like tower. And then she's up there. The Uncle Tubbo is slowly walking up the steps. And then a guy shows up. It's like the coach. And then she's like up there. She's like, help me, help me. And the coach takes a fucking... He has like a bow and arrow in the back of his truck.
I know.
And then he runs up there and is like, freeze. And then he shoots it. And then the Tubbo catches it. And the uncle's like, fuck. And then he starts running up the stairs to like fight him. And the Tubbo just stabs the bow through him, and that's it.
And then we get our legendary tussle.
Our amazing.
The top of the tower.
Epic fight.
Where I was like hardcore zoning out.
Well, you were like 90% asleep.
Like I had my eyes open and I knew what happened.
Did you? You knew what happened, and then you woke up and you're like, did the cop show up? Because in your head, the image of the film in your head was better than the actual film.
I'm not even gonna lie here, folks. I was completely checked out by this point.
Okay, here's what happens.
Like, I was 100% checked out because I know what happens.
Yes, but you had to ask me. You were like, "Oh, the cop showed up."
Well, and then I had to go like a play-by-play. I'm like, "Did this really happen?" You're like, "Yeah, that happened." And I'm like, "Okay."
You're like, "Really?"
I'm like, "Wait, that's like really what happened?"
I'm like, "Yeah," because here's the thing. They tussle. The guy's foot falls through the floor, and then she takes like a...
Well, because he drops the knife down the tower, and then he's like hanging on the...
Well, she keeps smacking him with like a log.
He's like hanging on the fucking banister at the top, and she's like slamming his fucking thingies.
And then he falls.
And he falls, and then she like goes down to go outside, and he reaches out and grabs her.
And then she takes his knife and stabs him like 20 times. Again, you don't actually see anything.
Goes out, sits on the curb in the fetal position, in movie.
A movie roll credits. And Will was like, oh, like the cop showed up? And I was like, no. And you're like, wait, it just ended with her sitting on the stool? I'm like, yeah.
Because I thought I woke up like, you know, like after the...
You missed something.
I thought I missed something, but I didn't.
No, that's it. That's the movie. She smacks him with the log. He falls. They do the gotcha, and she stabs a pillow off screen. Because you don't actually... Here's the thing. For a slasher, there's so little blood. Oh, we forgot one scene. We forgot where the woman is playing piano.
Oh, that's right. She goes into the art room.
And then she goes into the art room, and she's like, I'll show you a masterpiece. She
gets naked.
She gets naked for like 2 seconds, puts on a fucking like blankie, drapes herself in a blankie and sits there and is like, this is the pure form.
But why? There's no one there. I don't know who she's talking to.
And then the uncle walks in and rubs her neck and then stabs her, and then we get like I'm not joking, like 2 droplets of blood that they just spray on a painting. It's so vanilla. I hate this movie.
This is like unsweetened, unlike, you don't even put milk in it, bran flakes, like the movie.
Dude, this is like you open your cupboard for breakfast, and you're thinking
you're starving.
and you think you got your good cereal, your Frosted Flakes or your Cinnamon Toast Crunch or your Cheerios. You think you got some good stuff. No, you open it up and it's just unsweetened, old, expired bran flakes.
Well, also, and then you go to your fridge, you're like, okay.
And you're thinking, okay, well, at least there's milk.
At least there's milk, but it's like kind of like a few days old and it smells a little sour.
I was gonna say there's just no milk.
Oh yeah, but no, I'm gonna take it farther. It's like slightly sour milk, but you're like
You shake it and you hear like something knocking around in there, like
you're just like, I don't know. You smell it and you're like, it smells. I mean, it smells like kind of like past, but whatever.
and then you start pouring it, and a chunk of goop falls out, and you're like, well,
I guess I'm starving, so here we go.
I guess there's nothing better, and that's
this movie.
Final exam.
Expired bran flakes with soggy expired milk.
Sour milk. I hate this movie.
I really
like.
hate
I can't. I'm not joking.
I'm not saying it's the worst one we've ever watched.
It's not the worst. It's not even close.
I hate this movie with a passion.
But here's the thing. It's shocking to me how unappealing this thing is.
I don't know who would get entertainment out of this.
That's my thing. Is like it's like a genre that I love. Like theoretically, this should be a lot of fun, but it's so unappealing.
There's literally nothing to like.
Nothing.
There's no characters that I even liked. Remotely.
Forget it. The characters are shit.
The killer is not interesting in the slightest.
He's not scary or intimidating
There's no
at all.
motivation.
Nothing.
There is literally, they didn't even give him like any reason why he's doing this. He just decided to go to this
It's
campus.
just a guy in a van. And it's like, fine. No motivation. At least, is the killer at least cool?
No.
Fuck no.
No, he's not. Nothing is cool about
It's
this
just a
movie.
middle-aged fat guy.
This is just...
With a bowl cut.
This is like fucking vanilla-ass movie bullshit. It's just stupid. There's no flair. There's no style. There's no substance. There's nothing here.
I can't believe...
Yes, it's a movie, but barely.
I just can't believe that in an era where it's like this is made after Halloween, after Friday the 13th, it's the same fucking year as Night School, like that some fucking mongoloid fossil brain thought this was acceptable. Like they really thought this was acceptable. Like I
don't get it.
It's baffling.
I don't understand it. And
but you know that's what happens when you're like, I'm gonna make a slasher, and I'm all those things people like about slashers. Yeah, fuck all that.
I'm gonna take all that out.
We're gonna focus on characters. Oh well,
maybe make your characters interesting. Maybe. I mean, that's what a concept, I know. But maybe, just maybe make your dialogue or characters interesting.
That's bold.
I know. If you're not going to do a lot of slasher stuff in your slasher movie,
you should at least
maybe make it a decent movie. At least.
I know. Like you want to have it be slower. Okay. Are the characters at least good?
Sure, slow burn your movie. I don't care. I like slow burn horror movies. That's fine. Build it up. But make it good.
Yeah, it has to be
at least
good.
Like entertaining to watch.
Like
there's nothing here. There's nothing. There's nothing entertaining about this fucking movie.
Dude, there's nothing. It's
anti-entertainment.
Like I'm not joking. Like we have our 6-hour pod fucking live streams where we play like 10 garbage ass games in a row and we feel drained after those, right? Like I feel the same way after a 90 fucking minute movie.
This literally felt like it was like 5 hours long because it takes forever to get to anything.
Yeah, and by the time you get to that stuff,
it doesn't make up for lost time.
It's so boring and so lame.
It's just fuck this movie.
It's garbage.
Shitty to Pretty 1. I don't fucking care.
Dude, no,
if I could give it a 0, I would.
If we're going off of like Shitty to Pretty is entertainment value for us,
it's a fucking.
I'm sorry.
It's a 1.
It's a 1.
There's nothing here. There's nothing here to enjoy.
It's not even so bad it's funny.
No, it wasn't even funny. There's literally nothing to enjoy about this movie.
No.
You can't get drunk and enjoy it. You can't fucking do anything. Like,
It's just pain.
it's just fucking suffering.
Like, it's just pain. You might as well take a fucking car battery and hook it up to your fucking ball sack.
That might be funner.
You'll fucking enjoy it more than sitting through an hour and a half of this
I
bullshit.
guarantee you would enjoy that more. At least it would give you something.
At least, your heart would be racing.
Yeah, and you'd be at least in some amount of pain instead
You're
of just,
feeling something,
instead
Will.
of just feeling nothing for an hour and
Instead
30
of
minutes.
Fucking sinking into your couch and like, I'm not joking. There's so many parts in this movie where I was just like doing that thing where like you're just like like shoving your head into between your fucking legs, and like you're taking your palms of your hands and like just shoving it into your eyeballs.
I swear to God, by the end of the movie, we were both just like slouching into the couch at the end, and we're just like arms limp.
I know.
Just like total like
I was like
total
a corpse.
unexpressionless faces, just no joy, just drained of all fucking humanity
Yeah.
by the end of this movie.
Like I became a fucking troglodyte at the end of this. Just no spine. Just
we're both just fucking corpses at the end of this movie.
I was just like a dead jellyfish on a beach. That was me.
So if you want to feel like that,
Oh, listen.
go ahead, Amazon Prime.
It's got this. Listen, this movie is on Prime in like full remastered HD, and boy, it does. I'm telling you,
It doesn't do any service to the movie, though.
it could have been filmed on a fucking camcorder, and I would have gotten the same amount of enjoyment.
It's true. Okay, so final exam. Fuck yourself.
It failed.
Fuck this movie.
It failed the
Fi-
final exam, Will.
Gets a fucking incomplete or F or whatever the lowest fucking score you can give it.
0.
0 out of 100.
We're hard graders, Will.
We are.
We want effort.
We're not even that hard to please.
I'm really not, dude.
We're really, at this point,
Will, all I
we've
need...
done like 160 fucking movies.
Yeah.
At this point, I am not hard to please.
No, it's a slasher
It
movie.
is surprising to me that this is so fucking bad.
Yeah. It's a slasher, for fuck's sake. I need, like, just gore and, like, nudity and, like, just goofy shit. Like, what the fuck?
Alex, I need something. Something.
Something.
Pacing is a thing.
Oh.
It's a thing.
The people who made this did not understand the simple things in life.
I don't think they understand anything. I don't even think they understood, like, what the fuck they were doing. They just were like, okay, start recording. And then just fucking just did it.
And they're like, hey, is your uncle in town?
It's like, it felt like so on the fly that he had no fucking idea what the fuck he was doing.
Dude, I don't know. The thing is, like, they obviously had a tripod. They obviously had access to, like, a fucking college campus. They had these things. But, boy, if you have no talent...
And these people clearly have no talent.
If you, in your brain, when you're looking at that fucking script, if you can't put that to life stylistically,
I'd love to see the script for this movie and see how
the fucking idiot
trash it is.
director wrote it. If anything, he needed to take his script and give it to like someone else who would have been like, "Hey, your slasher movie has like no slashing in it.
Yeah,
We're gonna add some stuff.
Maybe you should fucking make it an actual slasher movie.
Like proofread it."
Anyway, I think we're done bitching about this movie because
I'm done.
Fuck it.
I think we're both exhausted.
Yes. So we're gonna go get some fucking much needed R&R. We're taking a week off. Just so everyone knows.
Life happens.
Life happens. And yeah, we probably needed it after this one actually.
Unfortunately.
For they mostly come out at night. This has been Will.
This has been Alex.
We will talk to you all later.
Oh, later. Bye.
My fucking God.
Oh, man.
Thank Christ, that's over.